Okay, I think we are up and rolling. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So yesterday, sorry about that. I recorded this video for y'all and had it all ready and never got it from YouTube to the actual module. So I'm going to give you some troubleshooting advice in case I accidentally do that again, because it is possible that I'll forget again. Hopefully I won't, but you never know with me. So if that happens again, I have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is full of very awesome math videos. Okay, definitely something that you want to subscribe to. But if you don't want to, like, no biggie. But if that happens again, go to the day before, go to that YouTube video. Okay, then you'll see my information, Kristen Cole. You can click on that. Then you can go and view Kristen Cole's videos. Then you'll be able to find the appropriate video, okay? Because I put the dates on all of them, so you would just go and find the correct date. Then you can watch the video through YouTube, okay? All of my videos have to come through YouTube because I like record here, but there's no way for me just to upload from here, so I have to put them onto YouTube. Then from YouTube, I can upload them because the videos are so long. So if that happens again, search it out on YouTube. I know y'all know how to find all the cool stuff on YouTube, so you should be okay doing it that way. Now, hopefully I've learned my lesson and won't forget again, but just wanted you to kind of have that, because the problem was some people did that and already have submitted. Like, they did their notes, they did everything, they went and found the video, they've done that. And then some of us haven't. So because I like thought about just redoing the day, like just doing yesterday's lesson today, but then half of the people have already done it. So that would be a waste for those people. So what I've done is I've just said it's extended. You have all the way through the weekend to get it done, but you have a quiz tomorrow. So if you don't do that lesson, there's no way that you're going to know how to do that on the quiz. So you're probably going to want to find time to at least go through and get the concepts of what that lesson is about, and try to do some of that. Okay, so if you don't have time, that's fine, but you're going to want that for tomorrow's quiz. Okay, so that's what I'm telling you. I hate that that happened. I am very sorry, but like I said, half the students already have it done, half of them don't, so I don't really know the way to do that balanced out. I do realize that it's my fault, so I am sorry, but that's where we're at. Okay, all right, so let's get started for today, and we will look at that homework, so I will be able to just kind of like talk to you a little bit about it, but that's where we're at. Okay, give another name for angle 2. What's another name for angle 2? Okay. A, B, what? D. Is there another name that we could give it? D, B, A. Anything else? Why does B have to be in the middle? It's the vertex. Name the sides of angle CBE. What are the sides? Is CB a segment or a ray? So make sure you put an arrow. C. Oh, wait, and I named that wrong, didn't I? That's not the correct name. Why? It's got to be BC, because B is your endpoint. C is what continues on. And then what's the other one? Good. All right. In the figure, ray BE bisects angle CBD. If the measure of CBE is 3x minus 7 and the measure of CBD is 94, what is the value of x? So CBE and CBD, the whole thing, is 94 degrees. What is the value of x? How are you going to do that? So you double this and set it equal to 94. Did anybody half 94? What's half of 94? You could have done it that way as well. Either of those would have been okay, just to take half of that. But since it sounds like most of us did it this way, I'll show that work. Then you're going to add 14. What's 94 plus 14? Then you have to divide by 6. So what's x? 18? Perfect. Okay. Did everyone get the worksheets from the sub yesterday? Did anybody not get those worksheets and need those? Anybody absent? Just Kyle? How was the sub yesterday? Was she good? She didn't say anything? Did she sleep? Then she was good. She was a professor. Oh. Was she old? She's retired? 90? Oh, I'm like, God. Okay, so she wasn't that old. Anybody else need yesterday's work? Okay. Let's talk about this first, and then I'll pass out the other stuff. Just to give you guys an overview, just a quick overview. If we look at the front, the first page, okay? When you're dealing with a triangle angle sum, this is probably the one that you could do without me. Like several people were like, I could pretty much do most of it without you. This one just means that it's equal to 180. I also want you to know I turned on my notifications for Remind because some of you had messaged me on Remind and I'd had my notifications off, so I didn't get that either. So my notifications are on for Remind. So if you can't get me via email, I don't check my emails when I'm not here, but I do have my Remind turned on. So message me through Remind and I'm going to get it now, okay? Anyways, I'm trying to get my life right. Anyways, the sum of all of the angles is going to be 180 every time for every triangle, okay? They all add up to be 180. This is the one that you maybe didn't know about. A couple people have Googled it and like did some research on their own. That's awesome. I'm proud of you for doing that. This is telling us that angle 1, the exterior angle, is equal to the sum of the interior angles. So the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3. Let me answer this. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, you in class?
Yep. Next hour is my planning period.
Okay, I just want to tell you, I went to pick up Gracie's medicine. They didn't have the new one. It'll be here tomorrow and ready after 3, and they won't refill her Keppra until tomorrow because of the time period. So tomorrow after 3, we'll be able to get her medication.
Okay, cool. That sounds great. Thank you. Okay, bye. Okay, sorry, y'all. All right, so that's this. So like let's look at an example. The first one, very easy. It has to equal 180. So you're literally just doing 180 minus 24 minus 27, and that's how you would get the other angle. Okay, so you just need 180 minus what's already there, and that would give you the angle. But if you look at number 2, this is the one that you're doing the exterior angle. So this angle that's on the outside of the triangle is equal to the sum of the angles that are non-adjacent. So not the one right beside it, okay? The 2 that are non-adjacent. So it's the sum. So you just add those 2 together. What's 76 plus 52? That's the angle. That's the measure of angle 1, okay? In reverse, they give you the outer angle, 104. So the measure of angle 1 plus 79 is going to equal 104. Well, how would you find the measure of angle 1? Subtract 79. So the measure of angle 1 equals, what's 104 minus 79? 25. 4 and 5 are ones that people specifically said I could do everything but 4 and 5. So I want us to look at 4 and 5. If we look at number 4, okay, we can cover up. Y'all know I'm all about covering something up. We can cover up that side. Then we're left with this a simple triangle. What's the degrees of a simple triangle supposed to be? 180. So I'm going to do 180 minus out 66 minus out 84. Okay, so I'm subtracting out both of those from 180. What's that going to leave me with? What is it? 30. So measure of angle 1 is 30 degrees. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to focus on this triangle. Everybody see that triangle in purple? I'm going to extend that. So now I can look at this exterior angle here, 84. Remember, it's equal to the sum of the non-adjacent, so not 3, 2, and 43. So the measure of angle 2 plus 43 equals 84. Y'all see that? Not dealing with 3. I'm dealing with 2 plus this one equals the exterior, 84. So then I just subtract 43. What's 84 minus 43? So that's the measure of angle 2, 41 degrees. Now, I need 3. So I know that this one's now 41 and that one's 43. How am I going to find angle 3? That's right. 180 minus 41 minus 43. What does that give me? Bingo. Does that make sense? If not, watch the video. It slows it down. You can press pause. You can do whatever you need to do. On this one, same thing. Cover up this outer part. You got a simple triangle. What's the box mean? 90 and 43. So we've got 180 minus 90 minus 43. What's that going to give you? So that gives you 47. Okay? So the measure of angle 1 is 47. Now, then we've got this 12 here. So we've got this angle. We've got that whole degree. We know the exterior angle is 43. So look, I'm looking at this odd-shaped triangle, this little skinny one, and I'm extending that. So I'm looking at the exterior angle. Let me get a different color pen. Here we go. So this 43 is the exterior angle, which means it's going to be equal to the sum of not 2, because it's adjacent, the sum of 12 and the measure of angle 3. So 12 plus the measure of angle 3 equals 43. So I subtract out 12. That's going to be 43 minus 12, which is 31 is angle 3. Okay, so 31 is angle 3. Then I need to find 2. Well, I just found out that this is 31, so I can cover up this, and I'm back to having a simple triangle. 12 plus 31, or we could just do 180 minus 12 minus 31. And what's that going to give you? 147, 137. Okay? I work through all of those problems. Okay, so I work through all of those problems. I tell you how to do everything on here. Apparently, there's like a sheet that I did that you don't have on the video. So just, if you don't have it, just don't worry about it, I guess. But do whatever's on this sheet and then also do your homework. If you don't have time to do the whole thing because you got stuff going on tonight or whatever, at least watch some of it so that you can get an idea so that you'll be able to do your quiz tomorrow. Okay? Yes. 6 on the which one? Yeah, of course. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. 6 on the homework. Do I have a homework sheet? Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad you asked about this one. This one deals with the parallel lines. Okay, so remember with parallel lines, you know your alternate interior angles, you know your corresponding angles, you know all of that. So if I'm just looking at the parallel lines and I'm looking at what I know with this being 47, who else is going to be 47? 3, because it's alternate interior. Okay, alternate interior. And like if you need to, you could even extend this so that you could see the transversal. That's just a transversal right there. Okay, so now we know that that is 47. All right, now you can find 4 because what if 3 and 4 equal together? They equal 180. They are a linear pair. So I'm going to do 180 minus 47. Well, what's 180 minus 47? What is it? 133. Now, the measure of angle 4, okay, is going to be equal to both of those. Do you see that? It's being cut by another transversal, but if I was pretending that that wasn't here, these would be your alternate interior angles, right? 3 and this one, 4 and this one. Yes? So you already know that this is 52. So we can take that away from what we just found 4 to be, which is 133. So 133 minus 52, what's that give us? What is it? 81. So that's going to be 5. Are you okay with that? So now I know that this is 81. I know that this one is 47. So how do I find 2? That's right. They're just a regular old triangle. If you cover everything else up, that's just a basic triangle. So you do 180 minus 47 minus 81. What's that give you? 52? 180 minus 47 minus 81 is 52. I mean, you doubted you, so I doubted you. But you're right. You got to be confident. So this is 52. Okay. Now, how do we find 1? Yes, 180. It's a linear pair. Together, they're 180. Yeah, you totally could. Because they would be alternate interior. Oh, you can use it. You're using the new thing that you just learned, your exterior angle. Yeah, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. See, but that's the thing with these. There's like a lot of different ways to do these. So like it doesn't matter. Like I didn't even start with angle 1. I just jumped in and started with whatever I wanted to start with. So when you get problems like this, you don't have to start with 1 and work your way down. You can just work however. Like Lizzie just said, I want to find 1. Well, it's an exterior angle, so she used the opposite angles sum. So she's just adding 47 to 81, which what is that? 128. It's going to be the same thing if you do 180 minus 52. You're going to get the same answer. Okay, so there's different ways to get the same value, but you just have to use something that's factual. That's going to make it work. Okay? Okay, so that's yesterday's. Again, I'm so sorry that that happened, but I do appreciate the ones of you that like put in the effort to really figure it out. That's awesome, and I'm very proud of you. Yeah. Number 7. What did I do with mine? Yeah. Which? Yes. So it tells you that that's a bisector, right? So because it tells you it's a bisector, that's right. So both of those are 45. Yes. Because you know that it's a bisector. Okay? And then from there, you can cover up the bottom And then that's how you would get 1, because those together plus 1 equal 180. And on the bottom, same thing. So knowing that that's a bisector allows you to do that. That's good. What else? Any other questions on that before we put that one up? Cool. All right. I'm going to give you this worksheet for, y'all want holes punched in this? Yes or no? No, you don't care? Okay. This has your class notes on the front and your homework on the back. Oh, wait. I forget you can't hand her paper, which is totally ridiculous because you're literally right beside her. Scary. Yeah, definitely. You know he can see you walking down this hall. Yeah, well, you never know. Oh, you did figure it out? You know where she's at? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, let's rock and roll. Let's do this lesson. Let's get through this. Why do I never give them, it's every class. I never give the middle table their papers. Just before Sunday. You have until Sunday to get that one turned in. Would it make y'all's life easier not to have to do the notes and just to do the homework? Will you learn it if you don't do the notes? That's the homework. We're just going to leave it the same. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't decided. I definitely was going to say no, and then I messed up. So now I'm thinking I should. You're supposed to turn in both. Yeah. Do what? That's going to be forever, though. Like, that's, I guess, just one of the perks of being virtual. I don't know. Okay, isosceles triangles. Okay, so we're going to be looking specifically at isosceles triangles and the theorems that are a part of them. And then tomorrow we'll look at the equilateral. No, I think tomorrow's a quiz. Did y'all look at the module? It says quiz, right? Yeah. Okay, so it says 2 congruent sides are called legs. Okay, and in this case, it's these 2 that have the hash marks. Never assume that sides are the same. Never. Okay? So they either have to tell you with a number or they have to put the hash mark so that you know. And then it says the angle where the sides intersect is called a vertical angle. So wherever they intersect is a vertical angle, and that's this one up here. So the sides, the ones that are congruent, wherever they meet, that's your vertical angle. So in this case, it's angle 1. The opposite side of the vertical angle is called the base. So this down here is the base. Okay, the bottom down there, but it could be the top or wherever. It just depends on how the triangle is shaped, but it's opposite the vertical angle, the one that's not equal. Okay, the one that's not equal is going to be your base. And then it says the angles along sides of the base are called the base angles. So that would be angle 2 and angle 3. Those are your base angles. Okay, your isosceles triangle theorem says if 2 sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite those bases are congruent. So if these are going to be congruent sides, the angles opposite, which would be 3 and 2, so angles 3 and 2 would be the ones that are congruent. So our example says if segment AB is congruent to segment BC. Okay, if those 2 things are congruent from above, then angle A is congruent to angle C. Using this example above. So those base angles are going to be congruent. So if I tell you that the angle 2 measures 40, then what does angle 3 measure? So then what does angle 1 measure? 100, because 40 plus 40 is 80. That has to total 180. So that means the top has to be 100. Okay, the converse of that says if the measure of angle A or angle A is congruent to angle C. So they didn't come out and say this is isosceles, but they told you that these two angles are the same, then you know that segment AB is congruent to segment BC. So like I said, you never assume, never, never, never. But if they tell you about the angles, and if two of the angles are the same, then you know you have an isosceles triangle. Okay, so you can come up with that information based on what the angles say. So let's look at some examples. If we look at number 1, okay, it tells you this base angle down here is 68. So what's angle J? It's going to be the same. Then what does that mean K is going to be? (180 minus 68 is 44. So K is going to be 44. And who's your vertical angle? K. K is the vertical angle. It's the one that's in between the two congruent sides. Now, look at number 2. They give you the vertical angle. How are we going to find the two other angles? Very good. Subtract from 180. So 180 minus 106, what's that give us? 78? 74? Okay, and then what do we do with that 74? You divide it by 2 because they're equal. Okay, so what's 74 divided by 2? Both of them are 37. Cool. All right, they tell you that this is 77 and this is 77. What's 77 plus 77? Okay, and you're going to take that away from 180. So what is 180 minus 154? 26 is y. So the measure of y is 26. Now they threw in the distance. Remember, if it doesn't have anything on top of it, they want to know the distance between y and z. What's the distance between y and z? 12 centimeters. Cool. Now we get to do some algebra. So if we look here, we've got some algebra. They want you to find the value of each variable. So all we have to do is solve for x. How are we going to do that with number 4? Yeah, just set them equal to each other. And I'm not going to even make you solve that out. You know how to do that, so you would just solve for x. Look at number 5. How would you do number 5? Same thing. Set them equal to each other, and you would solve. Again, I'm not going to make you do that. Just put that you would solve. Now, what do we do with number 6? Well, look, this one's sitting funny. So I'm going to turn my paper like this. Now I see my base angles. These are my base angles. So this is my base. If that's the base, that means that these two are going to be the ones that are congruent, right? So since they're congruent, what are we doing with that? Set them equal to each other. And solve. I'm going to let you solve that one. Yeah, just number 6. I just wanted us to actually do a little bit of math. Did you get positive 3? Did you beat me? And I needed my calculator. All right, same thing with number 7. Some of you are still solving, sorry. Okay, 7, I'm going to rotate my paper again just because I like to see it this right way. You don't have to do that, but for me, it just helps me. So these two are the same, which means this is my base, okay? So since that's my base, that means these two are congruent. So I'm going to set them equal to each other and solve. And you don't have to solve this one. Okay? Now, do what? Say that again. They want the variable. So yeah, you could do that to find the angle, but they want to know what x is. Good question though. No, you don't have to. Anything that I write the word just solve in, you can just write the word solve. Okay. Here we go. Number 8. Number 8 says if triangle RST is it says, I'm sorry, in triangle RST, if the segment RT is congruent to segment ST, angle R is this, angle S is that, angle T is that. Find the value of X of each angle. Okay, y'all know I'm a visual learner, so I like to see this. So I'm going to draw this out. R, S, T. And it tells us that RT, so this one, is congruent to ST, this one. So I drew mine upside down, but no big deal. I'm just going to write the word base right here. All right, so there's my situation. And then we're talking about the angles. So which two angles are going to be equal to each other? Angle R, and angle S. So that means when I solve this out, even though they gave me T right here, I really don't need T. What I need is to set angle R, which is 9x plus 2, equal to angle S, which is 13x minus 18. Does anybody got a different way that they could solve this? There's something that I'm thinking about. That's exactly what I was thinking too. You could just take each of these, S, T, and R, add them all up and set it equal to 180, because don't all the angles have to equal 180? And that would work too. Okay, so that's totally fine as long as you're getting the right thing. So now we need to get X by itself. So we're actually going to do this one. 9x minus 13x is negative 4x. Minus 2 on both sides. That's negative 18 minus 2 is negative 20. How do I get X by itself? Divide by negative 4. So what's X equal? X is 5. How do I get the other angles? Just have to plug it in. So we need 9 times 5 plus 2. What's 9 times 5? What's 45 plus 2? That's R, 47. So who S is 47? S. So you don't actually have to plug that one in because you know it's going to be the same. They're both the base angles. Do we have to plug in to get T? You can, or add these two together and subtract from 180. That would work too. So either way is going to be fine. What's 17 times 5? 85 plus 1 is 86. If you did this, what's 47 plus 47? 94. And you take that from 180. What's 180 minus 94? 86. You'd get the same answer either way. Okay? Now, number 9 is very similar, but this time they gave you the angles that are the same. I'm not actually going to work this one out. I'm just going to set this up for us. So we've got D, E, F, and they're telling us that D and E are the bases, are the base angles. They're the ones that are the same. So which sides are congruent? EF is congruent to DF, this one and this one. So then they give you the sides. What would you do? You'd set them equal to each other, solve it out. Everybody okay with that? All right, number 10. This one is the same as number 8. You can just write that. So if you need to reference it, you can reference number 8. Okay, now let's look at the equilateral triangles. This is it. This is the end of our lesson, so we're going to make it, I think. All right, a triangle is equilateral if and only if it is equal angular. So it has to have equal sides and equal angles. So it says if angle A equals angle B, which equals angle C, then what do we know about our sides? Then AB equals BC, which equals AC. All of your sides are going to be the same. The distance between each of those is going to be the same. Vice versa, if all the sides equal each other, then what do you know? All the angles equal each other. So equilateral and equidistance, all the same thing. These are the easy ones because everybody has to be the same. So like look at number 11. You know that one of the angles is 60, so what's all the angles going to be? It's all going to be 60, so angle C is 60. If one side is 9, what's all the sides? They're all 9. Easy. Look at number 12. One side is 24, so what's the other sides? It doesn't ask that, but they are all 24. How could you find the angles, though, if they don't give you anything? It has to be 180 divided by 3, which means it has to be, is there any other way to have an equilateral triangle if all the angles are not 60? It's not possible. If you have an equilateral triangle, it's always going to be 60 degrees, always. It's the only way that they can all be the same. It's the only way that we can divide 180 by 3 and get the exact same thing is for it to be 60. So look at number 13. Knowing that, what we just learned, that all the angles have to be 60, we're going to start with that. They tell you that angle R is 7x minus 3. So what can we set that equal to? Can set that equal to 60 because the degrees has to be 60. So then I would add 3. 7x equals 63. Divide by 7. X equals 9. That takes care of x. Now how are we going to find y? Does it matter which two? No, because all the sides are going to be the same. So I'm just going to do 11y minus 23 equals 9y plus 1. Just pick 2. You don't need all 3. Pick 2, set them equal to each other, and solve. I'm going to do that so fast. Did you get y equals 12? Your homework is on the back. Now listen, homework is on the back, and I want you to do the odds. Just the odds. Homework is on the back, and you are doing the odds. If you have time, y'all, go back and look at that lesson so that you can be prepared for tomorrow's quiz. Try your best to make time for that. Even if you don't watch the whole 38-minute video, just get enough of the information to be able to do tomorrow's quiz. And then this weekend sometime you can submit the work. Okay, so don't be overwhelmed about submitting the work, but just make sure you understand enough of it to be able to do your quiz. And there is a good possibility I'll let you use your notes. So you do probably want to get enough of the notes down so that you'll have something to help you reference for tomorrow's quiz. Again, I'm so sorry. My Remind messages are on, so if you need me, y'all text me on Remind and I will be notified. I have them turned on.